Welcome back to corporate America. It's terrible. Just kidding. We're in your local movie theater parking lot. I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
We were fresh out the film.
I don't know why that one, you've done this 25
That
times
was
now.
awful. It was so stupid. Corporate America.
That was the one that I came up with.
I'm sorry.
Don't give me that.
I'm sorry, but I should have thought of something better.
That was one of our best, dude.
No, it's not.
That's what this movie's about. It's corporate America. And also, like, QAnon people. That's what this movie's also about. Right? What is QAnon? Do you know?
That's what I was about to ask.
I don't actually know what it is either. I just know there's a bunch of, like, using context clues throughout my life. I feel like it is a social media app. No, that's 4chan, actually. Which I also don't really know what it is. I put those two in the same group, and I think that it's just like a place. Hey, we don't have facts here on the Fresh Out the Film podcast. I'm just like speculating. But I think it's where all these conspiracy theorists gather up, you know? One of those places.
Sure.
Tinfoil hat type people.
Uh-huh.
Flat Earth type people, which we saw in this movie, The Flat Earth. Confirmed all of our suspicions.
Right, that the Earth is indeed flat.
Yep.
We knew that, but...
Since day one.
Some of you fucking idiots out there think it's a ball. How would that work?
You gotta be
fall
careful.
Right off.
You gotta be careful with this, because we'll have, a bunch of flat earthers coming into our comment sections and stuff.
Okay, sorry. We don't believe the Earth is flat.
No. We trust science.
Of course, always. Anyway,
Yeah,
today...
how do you segue from that?
Today, our theater, it was pretty empty. There were just two people in front of us, one person behind us. I would like to talk about the issue of eating popcorn in an almost empty theater, but there are a few people there with no one else eating anything. That...
Was I eating too loud?
No, me. Oh. I was like stressed about it because the start of the movie was so quiet and there was no one else around me eating. So I wanted to be like, I want to make sure everyone's like experiencing like the vibe and like the silence, but I also want to eat this fucking popcorn.
That's a difficult situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't hear you. So good job there. But honestly, thinking back to the beginning of the movie and throughout, I think there was just a lot of silence in this movie and a lot of times where they would like put us on the outside of some structure to where we could like kind of hear what was going on the inside, right? But it was like super muffled, so it would make like just accentuate. That was the word I was about to use. Is that a word?
No.
Accentuate? Sounds like a word. It comes off my tongue, right? It made all the other sounds in the theater a lot louder, people shuffling around. But yeah, I didn't hear your popcorn eating, so you must have been paranoid enough to do a good job.
Yeah, well, I think, that's the real problem with people not going to the movie theaters.
True.
It's not that they're dying, it's that I'm the only one eating popcorn in a theater. And that should not be how it is.
I agree.
There should be lots of people around eating popcorn, eating nachos, eating candy, whatever, whatever they may like.
Even with the prices? Or are you suggesting that you bring your own? Oh.
Yeah, you can bring your own. I'm for that.
Not according to movie theaters.
Well, fuck that. Who cares? Remember that, I forget, we talked about it on here, but there was one movie where a girl sitting next to me, like, brought her whole, like, meal there.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, had a dinner.
Yeah,
and that was pretty genius.
That was, like, super early on, right?
Yeah.
Was that, like, Snow White or something? Somewhere around there?
Yeah, something like that.
So I guess not super early on, but pretty early into the podcast run. We're coming up on the 1-year anniversary of the podcast, actually. Yeah. I'm going to check, because it should be pretty soon. I'm not sure if we'll have it before our next episode, so this might be our anniversary episode.
Well, no, it'll have to be next episode.
Oh, did they come out on the same? Yeah, November 30th is our 1-year anniversary. So you're right.
And it's the movie we're seeing next is a part 2 to that has to.
Hey, don't.
It's our first ever.
Don't reveal it now.
No one knows what I'm talking about.
Folks have to wait till the end of the episode to get that info.
We should talk about a very interesting experience that happened to us, not for a movie we did for the pod, but a movie we saw with our cousin last week.
Yes.
Something that has never happened to me before in a movie theater. We went. It was the IMAX theater,
Oh, there it is.
and we were very excited to see this movie. And it started, and it was not the movie
Nope.
that we were supposed to see. It was the Bruce Springsteen
There we go.
biopic.
Yeah, no, it was really weird because I just remember it. The initial credit popped up, and it said 20th Century Fox, or well, not Fox, 20th Century Studios, I think. And immediately in my head, I was just like, I thought the movie we were going to see was made by Warner Brothers. I thought I remembered like looking at this when they were talking about like people buying out Warner Brothers and stuff like that. And then of course it was not the right film. That film that we did see though will be discussed on a later episode.
Yes.
We decided not to do an official episode for it because we're going with some friends and family. Just one family member actually.
Yeah, we saw it was the time for the movie was 8:00, so we didn't get out until like close to 11.
Yep.
And there is
Especially
no way
with that delay.
I could do a 2-hour podcast episode after that.
I could have done it, but nobody likes to hear me.
I was already so tired.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Going into that? What if after the movie you were
Going
still
in
tired?
and after, yeah.
Were you singing on your way out at least?
No.
Can you give you a little more energy for the end of the night?
No.
That's too bad. I was singing on my way home, man. I'm just trying to hint at what the episode is. Actually, you wouldn't be able to guess it off of that. But
No.
it's coming. It is coming.
It is.
It would be a... that's way too obvious, actually.
Okay, enough with that.
I was going to give another hint.
Done with that. Yeah. Anything else to add on that?
Yeah, it definitely does feel like we're missing something up here. Hopefully we'll find it eventually. We were talking about that at a pre-episode. Feels like we're missing something in the intro. Who knows? To fill that space, though, I have a little addition to your breakdown.
You want to add it now?
Unless you want to go.
See, usually we discuss these things before the episode starts.
I forgot I had...
You just spring it on me.
I forgot I had an addition until I looked down at my phone here. But, Mara, let's talk about the bald-only screening. Did you hear about this? Did you hear about this for this movie?
No.
So, for certain screenings...
I should definitely reveal what we're watching before this.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Okay, I'm gonna do my thing first. This is why we typically discuss these things before. Already going so great. We're already thriving. The movie we saw today was Bugonia.
That's probably how you pronounce it. I don't know.
I'm not sure on the pronunciation of that. It was directed by Yorgos Lanthimos.
Jeez, even harder to pronounce than the movie name.
I apologize if I mispronounced that, because he did an amazing job. It is a fabulous director. The film was based on a film called Save the Green Planet. The screenplay was adapted by Will Tracy. The cinematography was done by... This is going so well. By Robbie Ryan. It was composed by Jerskin Fendricks, starring Jesse Plemons, Aidan Delbus, and Emma Stone. I'm sorry, I kind of got out of breath and I need to take another deep breath.
I was about to interject anyways. Didn't she like proclaim that she wants to be Emily Stone now because her Emma Stone was like given to her to make her name more marketable or whatever, and she wanted to break out of that?
I don't think.
Yeah, no, that's totally. Sorry, I'm framing that like a question.
Well, I know, it's because it was already an Emily Stone that was in SAG or whatever, so you can't have the same name. So she did Emma Stone.
So she didn't want to go back on that? Was she just...
I know she's talked about how, all of, her friends and family call her Emily.
Right.
But it's just the public.
I kind of expected to see Emily Stone in the credits, but it was Emily.
Well, but, that's her public name. Right?
Emily? Or Emma?
Her public name is Emma.
Her stage name is Emma.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her public... Sorry. I was
the
confused
name,
about
the
term
name,
public.
yeah. Her stage, the name the public knows her by.
I guess she just keeps riding with that one, which I prefer. Emily Stone does not.
Well, I don't know if she can, if there's someone else That's already like, you know, people who like have their middle names in their
Yeah.
like their stage name. That's usually because there's already like another like actor, producer, whatever that has their name, so they can't have the same
In
name.
the Screen Actors Guild?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes.
That's interesting.
So that's why that happens.
But also to make the name more marketable, right? Like a stage name? Because like isn't
I
that...
mean, yeah, stage names can be
Okay.
made to use, but typically, like I think in her case,
Yeah.
names are changed so they can use like their name.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because you can't have the same name as someone else inside.
It's terrible. Those
Yeah.
poor rich actors, man.
It's
and
rough.
actresses.
What a rough life. Yeah. Anyway, the budget for this movie was $55 million. And do you want to guess how much it made opening weekend?
Sure. Based on how many people were in our theater, it was opening weekend this previous weekend?
The
weekend of November, like, 8th or whatever?
I believe so. I was just gonna check. It opened Halloween.
Open Halloween?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, I'm gonna go with, in its opening weekend, I'll go, 15 million?
700,000.
What?
A little over.
Are you kidding me? And how big was the budget, did you say?
55 million. And now,
Whoa.
worldwide, stands at about 24 million.
Okay. It's making it back, slowly.
Well,
Slowly.
yeah.
We'll make it back, I assume, with marketing and everything, but man.
I don't, because it's been, yeah, so two weekends that it's 2 weeks that it's run so far.
That's tough. October's kind of a death month
And
for
hasn't
films.
even made half of what the budget was yet.
That's too bad, man.
Whew.
I want every movie we see, whether it's good or bad, to just do good in the box office.
I literally had to go back and like double check that I was right.
Jeez, 700,000. I was like so far off. I mean, so far off. Jesus.
Very low. Very, very low. Like if you remember One Battle After Another,
Yeah.
it made 22 million opening weekend.
Yeah. Man. What do you think it was? Just marketing woes or not enough star power? Is that Emma Stone not enough star power?
I mean, she has like,
You would think.
yeah.
Yeah. Man. That's a bit surprising. Especially like the concept of this movie. I feel like it's timely.
Mm-hmm.
Like just reading one sentence in the description, I was like, oh, I want to see this.
Yeah.
This is interesting.
Totally.
Surprised more people didn't read that same sentence.
Yeah, that's sad.
Shame. So is it time for my segment?
Yep.
Woohoo! Sorry, I tried to cut you off earlier. But Mara, let's talk about the bald screening.
Okay.
Have you heard about this?
No.
Have you heard about this?
No.
So I'm doing exactly what I did at the start. For certain screenings in Los Angeles. I don't know. I wanted to sound cool with my pronunciation. Attendees could enter for free showings in Los Angeles, but only if they were bald or agreed to shave their head on site. And they had barbers there ready to do that.
Amazing.
Emma Stone revealed in an interview that it was her idea to do that as well.
I would so have shaved my head to do that.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
To go see a movie?
Yes, I want a valid reason to like shave my head just because I like want to do it once in my life. I think that would
Really?
be amazing. For a movie, hell yeah.
We should start working on a script where you are a lead, or maybe just a side character, who knows? But you have to shave your head for the role.
Dude,
And
like
that can
I
be
love, have you seen like there are certain movies where actors have to shave their head and some movies where actors like get their head shaved like in the actual scene?
Yeah.
I forget what that one film is that happened.
I'm gonna need a little more than that.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. I shouldn't have started with that. But I know there are times that like it's like, let's not fuck up this scene because we're actually shaving up off my hair.
This was one of those movies, it appeared, unless they had some very... like,
Yeah,
a
probably.
It looked like it was, at least.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a head shaving scene that Emma Stone's face is very much in.
Yeah.
So
I would shave my head for a role, for sure.
Dang.
Or
Okay.
just to go see a fucking movie.
I
I'd be
wouldn't.
down.
I can't because my head goes up in the back. Like it like has a
Oh yeah,
growth
my head's
of like
fine.
like it's flat, and then at the very back it just kind of goes. You can see it. It's flat, and you see how it just goes up right there at the end.
I do, yeah.
That's my bone
None of
structure.
our listeners
Like that's my
can
bone.
see
Oh yeah, sorry. No, it's an audio medium. But yeah, that's pretty odd. They can picture it. I described it well enough.
Yeah, I would.
Well, I'll take you up on that. One
Okay,
day.
great.
If I shave your head while you're sleeping, just don't freak out.
Oh no!
You said you wanted this.
Well, I want it for like a fun reason.
Oh, okay. Halloween costume, maybe?
No, it's not like cool enough.
Damn. You could be 11.
Like, it would be cool if I said, yeah, I shaved my head to get into this movie that, like, Emma, like, that's cool.
That would be cool. Ooh, you could do it for, like, Breast Cancer Awareness Month next year. We just missed Halloween and breast cancer awareness month.
That would be a very valid reason to shave my head. You're so right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here, folks. In 11 months' time, Mara will, not that you will be able to see it at all. Maybe the audio to the mic will be a bit clearer. No hair in the way. All right, so are we on to the story now?
Yeah, I believe so. So we'll start with a full spoiler warning. I remembered this time.
Nice. I had it above. I didn't think you were gonna remember, so I was about to do that. Nice job.
Oh, did you want to do it?
No.
Do you have a good thing to say?
No,
I was just gonna wing it.
Literally, it's just one word. It says spoilers.
Yeah, see, it's all capitals. Full spoiler announcement.
Damn. So yeah, there it is, folks. Careful. Tread lightly past this point because we're gonna ruin a movie for you.
Yes, we'll be talking about everything that happens in this movie. So if you haven't seen it and you want to see it and avoid spoilers, then go and watch it and then come back and listen.
What is that?
I have no idea. What the fuck is that?
Is that a helicopter? It's probably not picking up on the mics. You want to try to replicate the sound real fast so the viewers can understand?
Wait, let me hear it.
That's pretty good.
That sounds kind of gross, sorry.
No, everybody's going to think that was just a helicopter sound coming through rather than you doing some onomatopoeia.
Dude, it sounds like faster than a helicopter.
Oh, I know what it is.
What?
I can't think of the freaking name. No, I wanted to make a joke about how it's an Armenian ship or whatever, but Armenia is a country. What was the Andromedan ship? That's what it is. It's an Andromedan ship.
Watch
Spaceship.
out, G. This guy's coming for a car.
Jesus. Don't do that to me again. Nobody even knows what you're talking about. They didn't get to hear that part. If you want to know what she's talking about, wait till the coda. Okay. Jesus. This is a mess. We've never spent this long on our intro, so let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. The film opens with the voice of Teddy Gates, I think. That is Jesse Plemons' character. I just lost my spot. Jesus Christ. Addressing his mentally handicapped cousin, Don, about his conspiracy theories in the middle of keeping to their bees. The movie really opens with just a bunch of bee shots at the beginning, which is just kind of... I don't like it. You? You like watching bees up close like that?
Oh, I don't mind it.
No.
Do you not like bees?
No, I don't like bees, really.
What? Did you not hear all the shit they said?
I heard everything about it. There's a lot of bee praise in this movie. Maybe that's why I...
Bees are great. Ever
Okay.
seen the Bee Movie?
Yes, that is great. Don't get me wrong, the bee movie is fantastic. But bees in general, any bugs. I don't like up close shots of bugs ever. Like as I'm like chilling watching, I just almost call it the Animal Channel, but like National Geographic or something. Like just watching one of those documentaries, you know? And then it's like going from like these beautiful cheetahs running in nature and then like a koala bear or something. And then it's like, now we're going to show you inside an anthill. Do you like this? And I'm just like, no, I don't like this at all. In fact, I'm going to fast forward this part.
See, this is what we can't do if we want to fast.
Sorry. I'll move
No, it was amazing. I understand that for
sure. Teddy discusses his research and how he claims to have made some kind of breakthrough discovery about the source of problems in society and the government. He thinks it's up to him and Don to stop what is happening. They go to a store, then, and gather a bunch of supplies to enact their plans. Don, you can already see, has some problems with the plan, but Teddy encourages him to follow through as if though it were an important mission. And keep in mind, Don, what does Don have exactly? He's like I don't know if autism is the right word.
I mean, he's
some sort of impairment.
Yeah, he's just mentally disabled.
Mentally disabled.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay, so I trust you with those terms more than because I feel like I'll say the wrong like words there. But then we also see Michelle Fuller. That's Emma Stone's character, a high-profile CEO of the pharmaceutical company Axolith. After a day of work, Michelle drives home, and well, this is kind of skipping forward a little bit, but we got to see her whole like morning routine and like her going to work and going in. Since I knew this was gonna be kidnapping of a CEO, I was kind of like, oh, they're gonna make her a piece of shit. Like she's gonna be a real piece of shit. She wasn't that much of a piece of shit. Like she definitely gave off the vibe that she was like a little too for the company and not for the people.
Right.
But she wasn't like she wasn't mean to everybody. You know, some of her like stances on diversity and stuff, or like people getting off early, seem a little bit cutthroat. But she wasn't like completely a terrible person. Which is an interesting choice. But after a day of work, Michelle drives home, and there's Teddy and Don wearing paper Jennifer Aniston masks. Did you notice that? Those were Jennifer Aniston masks?
I did not notice those Jennifer Aniston masks.
I did only because of my research, but it's so funny. Like, why Jennifer Aniston masks? Out of everything you could get, I guess.
Sure.
They pop out of the bushes with those masks and try to abduct her. She manages to put up a pretty good fight. We saw her like training with some like fighter dude earlier. Like she knows how to scrap a little bit. But she tries to run from her assailants, but Teddy eventually catches up to her and sticks a needle in her leg, causing her to pass out. Making me wonder, why didn't Teddy just do that immediately? What? Like, why the hell? You're sneaking up on her, and we went this whole preamble trying to, like, you know, tackle her to the ground and spray her with this random stuff. And like, why didn't you just sink it in?
Well, I guess he didn't think it. Like, he must not have had it prepared. He must have thought it would have gone much more smooth, where he could take her down, fucking spray her eyes or whatever, and then, like, nicely inject the shot.
I just feel like
instead of, like, coming in, like, maybe he thought she wasn't. He just seemed like he didn't plan it out very well, which seems...
For how well of a planner he seems to be for the rest of this movie, it was a little bit...
Yeah.
Well, he plans really well until... Because once things get out... We'll get there, but once things get out of what his plan was, that's where he starts to really struggle.
I guess, but that's the exact thing. In this, he probably didn't expect her to put up much of a fight. Things didn't go exactly as he planned, so then it got all fucked up.
Yeah, I would have just walked out there with the
Right,
needle.
and just boom.
But Teddy's
easy.
a different type of fella. A very different type of fella, as we'll soon find out. But yeah, that causes her to pass out, and Teddy and Don bring Michelle back to their home, where they shave her head, or should I say its head?
Yeah.
That's the question of the movie. I'm going to keep saying her. It's just, that's how it's written. It's going to make it easier on me.
Yes.
They shave her head and cover her body with histamine cream. When she wakes up, Teddy explains that he and Don believe that Michelle is an alien of the Andromedan race and that she has been sent to exterminate humanity. This is where it really gets clear to us, like, what Teddy and Don's plan was here, or like why they were doing this. We saw a bit of it before and how much preparation was going in for the two of them. A lot of push-ups, a at-home vasectomy as well.
Well, no, a chemical castration.
Oh, castration. That's worse. I don't know what a vasectomy is, so I threw that word
different
out there.
than castration. I
all too
would say.
bad. Chemical
I will
castration.
say, I did. This is gonna sound really stupid, but I was really glad that we knew that they were castrated, because otherwise I would have been worried that she was gonna get assaulted like the entire time.
Yeah, no, that was even like just reading the description, like I was talking about going in, I was kind of just like, oh, is this gonna be like really hard to watch? Like,
right.
With a lot
like
of...
right from seeing that happen, and that's before they even like capture her or whatever, like before any of this goes down. So immediately I'm like, okay, great. There's not gonna be any like surprise essay scenes, which is wonderful, and I was very happy to see.
I wonder if that was No, I wonder if that was a thing in the original or not. I'm really curious. I might go watch that movie now just to see how it was adapted.
Yeah.
But because that definitely could have been a much larger theme that was not played into, and we thank you for that.
Yes.
Director whose name I can't pronounce. They shave her head. This is actually on the way home to prevent her from contacting other aliens because obviously her hair is what allows other aliens to contact him. And the cream is to suppress any powers she may possess, to even the scales, as as Teddy says.
Yes.
Michelle knows that her status will mean that her absence will be noted, and that police will start looking for her, and how Teddy's plan is not that well thought out. She also tries to go along with the accusation and confess to her being an alien. This takes a night before that, but basically first she just tries to talk her way out of it like a CEO, and then as the night goes on, she I have to be careful with how I tell this story, actually, to not reveal what's happening. But she uses, like, her wits to go along with Teddy's accusation and confess to being an alien. That's what she says she is at this point.
Yeah, and I do want to mention, to try to keep, like you said, not, like, spoiling anything until we get there. But I will mention this now, because I'll expand on it later.
You're just about to spoil everything.
Is, as we're watching, specifically, like, this first sort of interrogation scene, you could say, there are these just, like, little looks that you can see just in Emma Stone. What's her character's name?
Oh boy, I've already forgot. They don't say her name that much. Michelle.
There are just these, like, little glimpses in her eyes as she's being accused of being an alien that you can just, like, barely see, and it's just making you question it, like, a little bit.
Yep.
Because I think if I weren't to see those, I'd be like, oh, this is just a kidnapping. Like, these people are clearly crazy and, like, deranged, but there are these just, like, small little looks that I'm wondering if. Wait, nope, I'll stop there.
So at this point, you were thinking she might be an alien.
I started to question it a little bit. Like, there was definitely something going on. Either she has a connection to him, she is an alien, like, there is something else going on. And, I mean, Emma Stone just played that role, like, so well that you could just, it was barely there, and you could barely catch it.
She did, at that point, I was also, pretty much because of my expectations for the movie, I was looking at her as an alien at that point. But she wasn't giving us a lot. The other kind of point towards her being an alien was the calmness, I feel like. Like, she was diplomatic to the point where I don't care if you're the greatest CEO ever. When, like, your life is in the hands of somebody else and you don't know if you're going to see the light of day again, you're awfully calm in this situation.
See, I wasn't thinking that at all, because I've watched a lot of, like, abduction, like, so many movies where, like, girls are locked in basements.
Jeez.
Of, like, true stories, not true stories, like, whatever it might be, like, that are, like, almost that exact setup, and it's that reaction of just being, like, so calm and so caring and, like, I'm so sorry, I don't know what I did, like, basically babying, like, the person who's attacking you in order to survive.
Wow.
So, like, I didn't see it in that way, because, like, you never know how you'd react in that
you could
situation.
Just lock in.
Right, yeah. And, like, if she's someone that's, like, so high power, she's probably been through a lot, like, especially, like, I'm thinking a woman in the corporate world, like, she knows how to, like, keep her composure and get shit together. So I wasn't thinking that, but it's interesting.
It was probably some of my biases before the movie that would cause me to think that too. But basically Teddy says she has 3 days until the lunar eclipse so she can bring him and Don to her mothership. And basically, like, him and Don are going to talk with them to save humanity somehow. It's a little unclear.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Really?
I guess they're just going to go up there and say, hey, we know what's going on. Get these people the fuck out. We don't want aliens here. And then they were just, the mothership people, the emperor or whatever, is just going to be, all right, sure.
Yeah, like, something had to do with, like, he has such great knowledge that he is superior to the other human beings, so this alien will look
Listen
at him,
to
and
him. Yeah. Interesting theory, Teddy.
Very
But,
interesting.
while Teddy is excited about their plan falling into motion, you can see Don starting to feel a bit guilty after seeing Michelle through their basement camera. And Don has already shown a couple signs of this, even up to this point, where he's just not overly confident in the plan like Teddy. He's talking about his past and, the life that he wants to live in the future and life that's been taken away from him and things like that. And it's a very sad character in the beginning. Then we get some sci-fi shit, pretty much. A flashback shows Teddy's mother, Sandy, with a patient. She was a patient of Axelith. She influenced many of his conspiracy theories and is now comatose at the hospital after undergoing medical trials with the company. So yeah, basically she was undergoing some trials and they didn't work out, and then they caused her to float in the air.
Yeah.
Which, wait, you gonna say something?
I was just gonna say, at this point of the movie, I was wondering if it was going to like take a turn to be like like be on some like RFK Jr. shit. Like, like I thought that's where that was going to go.
What do you mean, RFK? Oh.
Like, it was gonna be like the things that were said like in that flashback were making me think, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be like about how like these pharmaceutical companies just put out this to make more money, and they just like, I thought at that point that's what the movie was going to be about.
Which would make sense. And I'm not sure the movie wasn't, well, it definitely wasn't completely about that, but it definitely hinted at that in some interesting ways. And where we should probably have a conversation about that later, because where the movie goes and what it's saying about, those little messages that you got throughout are kind of contradictory at points.
Absolutely.
So that's really interesting.
Yeah, but I did think it was gonna go full blown down that route. But like you said, there's a bunch of like little things that are in there that are bigger mess. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say some RFK Jr. shit. I was just thinking.
There's no Tylenol in this movie.
He has like the big platform for like these companies are bad and the devil, like.
Right.
So I thought an easy connection
that makes I didn't pick
but
up.
I realized that isn't clear. That's my bad.
No, that's fine. That makes complete sense. So also that flashback was a moment where, to me, the movie was saying, oh, we can go to the alien spot. Like, I'm not sure the movie, everybody was like me and you, or at least the directors and writers thought everybody was going to be like me and you, where we're already sniffing out, oh, she could be an alien. This isn't just an abduction. But at that point, once you see somebody floating in the air and stuff, it's kind of like, oh, wait, there's legit sci-fi stuff going on here. So this could take a turn.
Right, like the movie isn't afraid to do that. Like
exactly.
It will go there, like if needed. So
it also gave some history to, like we said, how Teddy's mother influenced Teddy a lot. But yeah, 3 days before the lunar eclipse, Teddy is riding his bike to work when he's stopped by a local sheriff named Casey. Casey used to babysit Teddy when they were younger, and he tries to converse with Teddy like they are catching up, but Teddy just wants to get away from him. This guy looks very nice and is trying to be just an old babysitter. It's trying to be nice to Teddy.
I forgot about this guy until you mentioned it. That's opening a whole nother thought.
Really?
Just like, yeah, but please continue.
I'm excited to get to that thought there. Yeah, Teddy just wants to get away from him. Teddy turns out to work for he turns out to work for Axelith in the warehouse, so he just like packages shit. And he sees a news report on TV talking about how Michelle has been reported missing. But since there's no evidence yet, Teddy's kind of smirking about it, I guess. Yeah. He also has a conversation with somebody at work where you can just... It's that conversation at work, I've had like similar conversations with people who are kind of like Teddy on that front, where something happens, there's like my work subjectively wrongs me in some way, and then they're talking not necessarily about, oh, you should report that to OSHA, but like the conspiratorial stuff about how it's like, well, there's a reason why they're doing that. There's a reason why they play this type of music. There's a reason why they, make you scan this on the way out or whatever it is, and kind of like hinting at the deeper levels to it. So I was kind of relating to being that lady there. talking to
Yeah.
Teddy. Yeah.
Yeah, I've absolutely experienced the same thing as
Really?
well with people I've worked with. That it's just like, yeah, sure, buddy, whatever.
Definitely.
I'm just trying to get paid.
There's definitely a little bit of that in the person across from Teddy. He's trying to help though. Like he doesn't seem completely in bad spirits about it, but he's just kind of off. You can just
Yeah.
not based in the reality that everybody else is existing in.
Yeah.
Teddy returns home to continue his interrogation of Michelle, and she denies again that she's an alien, but tries to negotiate with him for her release. The confrontation gets heated to the point where Teddy smacks Michelle after she suggests that he's mentally ill. So yeah, she basically goes back to saying she's not an alien, trying to play the not a good. I mean, it amazed me that she thought this was going to work, but just tell Teddy he's mentally ill and hope he comes to. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like, but in this moment is what it's an argument for the audience as well, because she's basically giving Teddy all the reasons that he could be deluded in this situation.
Right.
Which, as an audience member, you're like, oh shit, okay, a lot of these actually make sense.
Mm-hmm.
A lot, especially since we've already seen his mother.
Right.
So, 2 days now before the eclipse, Michelle makes another attempt. But actually, I'll stop there real fast on the 2 days before the eclipse. Every time it says an amount of days before the eclipse happens, we see the Earth, right, from outer space.
Mm-hmm.
And gradually throughout the movie, I think right here was the first time. It might be the time after this, the day before. But the Earth gradually shifts into a flat Earth,
Mm-hmm.
which is really interesting.
Yes.
What is it trying to say? I think that's another thing that could find its way into the conversation after the story.
Yeah.
We don't want to reveal anything. 2 days before the eclipse, Michelle makes another attempt at telling Teddy she is an alien so that he will free her. Instead, he sniffs her out, basically, and he hooks her up to a device where he starts to force her to undergo electroshock torture, something that even makes Don visibly uncomfortable. Don is not liking this stuff at all. Even though Michelle is clearly in pain, Teddy sees her high tolerance as her having a higher ranking status among the Andromedans than he previously believed. Which is, so basically it goes from Teddy like just thinking she's, a disposable Andromedan who just went down, not very high ranking. He realizes with this test, based off of his own research,
Mm-hmm.
She's a high ranking official in the Andromedan government.
Mm-hmm.
Interestingly, in this scene, though, they never, as Emma Stone's getting tortured, they never show us her face until the end.
Mm-hmm.
Which could be doing that for two reasons. One, theater of the mind, where it's like you can come up with something scarier, what that looks like in your head,
Yeah.
worse than anything they could actually show you.
Right.
Or it could be because there's some sort of tell that she's showing that they don't want, like Teddy obviously sees,
Mm-hmm.
but if the viewer saw it, it could mess up our interpretation of what she is a little bit.
Sure.
Possibly.
Yeah. It just from anytime like anyone's tortured in like that type of like with things like stuck to like typically the two sides of like on their temples.
Yeah.
I'm always just thinking of the Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Every time.
That makes sense. I was thinking, during that scene, I was thinking of Stranger Things because I'm just rewatching it now.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah, with
Which
all
is
like
kind
the
of
flashing lights and
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. The same, like, little head setup going on 11.
It's
and stuff like
really, that scene is kind of like Princess Bride mixed with Stranger Things.
There it is. We found it. You're absolutely right. So yeah, Teddy thinks she's a high-ranking Andromedan official, whatever. Another brief flashback then shows how Michelle covered up the incidents that left Sandy and other patients in a coma. So from that trial stuff that they were giving Teddy's mom, Sandy got in a coma, and there's this really like weird feeling conversation where Teddy's holding his mom on a leash because she's floating into the air,
Mm-hmm.
and Michelle is just trying to make it right, but in a very corporate way.
Right.
It's a settlement. She's trying to give him money basically
Yep.
to not speak up about all this stuff. 1 day before the eclipse, now the Earth is very flat, Teddy lets Michelle go upstairs to join him and Don for dinner. They talk about Teddy's theories regarding a connection between the Andromedans and how bees are dying. Michelle's arguments against Teddy's logic, as well as her bringing up Sandy's case, causes him to charge across the table and attack Michelle. Luckily, she's able to stab him with a fork. But it was a very tense conversation at the dinner table because at first they're kind of finding common ground, Michelle and Teddy, and just like coming to an understanding that would make sense from Teddy's perspective and from Michelle posing as an alien's perspective. And but it quickly kind of goes out of sorts once they start talking about bees and what's actually happening, the way bees are making a comeback or whatever versus what Teddy's research is. And this really upsets Teddy because that was one of the first things he talked about is what these powerful people in the world have done to the bees. CCD is what it's called. I was a little confused on what that is. Maybe I'm supposed to know. We didn't learn about that in school. Right? Not enough. The B unit wasn't long enough. Nothing there. Sorry, I thought you took a breath in. I thought you were gonna say something.
I was just laughing.
Catching your breath from the laughter. So yeah. Basically, that doesn't go well, but the confrontation is interrupted. First, Don knocks out Michelle, which this is Don's like first violent move. He was getting very stressed out with this fight going down. Michelle was like choking out Teddy, not Jesse, sorry. The confrontation is interrupted though by Casey, the cop from earlier, arriving at the front door as he's investigating Michelle's disappearance. Don takes Michelle back down to the basement and keeps her at gunpoint with a rifle, while Teddy hangs out with Casey upstairs. Casey brings up some very concerning past history because, like we said, Casey was Teddy's babysitter. And they have this conversation hinting at molestation that happened, I think. They leave it a little, like, ambiguous as to what they're discussing exactly. But basically, Casey is apologizing for something he did years earlier to Teddy, and you can tell it's bugging Teddy, or is it the wound from the fork stab? You can't read. It's probably a little bit of both, but it's some more trauma in Teddy's life that the light is being shined on.
Yeah, but it's really interesting because we see just like this very like, oh, this nice cop that seems to just be looking out for him, and then he keeps throughout this entire time we've seen him, he always apologizes to Teddy, but we don't really know. And I think he says something, it's a line about something about like power, like not a power imbalance, but something about like it just I'm forgetting the line. It was now.
Along
you know
the
what I'm
lines
of
it wasn't like what did he say? It wasn't like a weird thing or something. I think it was just a power thing or something, along those lines is what it was. I can't think of it perfectly either.
And it was something like that, and it's just that small line, and that's all we ever get about it, but I think it was very clear to the entire audience what that means and what exactly that was, and it was, I mean, I was a bit shocked. That was something I very much did not expect. I was like, oh, what did this guy, like, maybe, like, something happened with his parents, or, like, he left him home, or, like, he said he was a bad baby, so, like, maybe he always had people, like, I was thinking so on, like, the small part of that, and it was just like, damn, Teddy's been through it, like...
Much darker.
Yeah.
And what it does, too, is it makes you understand Teddy's trauma more, which in turn makes you trust what he's doing less, which in turn makes you think that Michelle is not an alien.
Right.
Like that was a pretty big moment.
Yeah, that he's just very mentally ill.
Yeah.
Based on everything
the evidence says so, yes. Teddy takes Casey outside to show him his apiary. The bees. Show him the bees. While Michelle wakes up downstairs and tries to convince Dawn that she will help him if she calls the police or Teddy, especially since she knows she has not been fully on board with Teddy's scheme. Don's been standing there the whole time, not saying much, but you can tell he's uneasy about a lot of this stuff. Don seems to agree at first. Don is smart with how he goes about this. It seems like from the situation that he's been in and all the, conditioning that he's had from Teddy, he basically gets two answers from her. What happens if you're not an alien and we try and get out of here and I help you? Or what happens if you are? And the conversation leads to a place of Teddy wanting to get off the earth. And so it seems, or not Teddy, of Don wanting to get off the earth. So it seems like Don is leaning towards the alien thing a lot more. But then Michelle, but then Don asks Michelle to tell Teddy he's sorry, making us think that they're going to leave right now and that he loves him. That's right at that moment, as Don's talking about leaving and that he loves Teddy, caught me off guard. I don't know if you saw this coming. Don puts the barrel of his shotgun under his chin and blows his brains out, is what this says. He commits suicide. Yeah. And covering Michelle in blood.
I 100% saw it coming.
You saw it coming?
Yep, from when he started talking about going with her and going on, I knew he is so incredibly loyal to Teddy. He would not be doing that. He would not be leaving him. And also, just the way he was talking and saying, like, tell Teddy I love him.
Looking back,
I knew I know what a suicide speech sounds like, okay? Come on. I
did
could
not
pick up on that. I definitely
I thought he was I thought this was the moment of who he was going to trust. Because it would be a big moment if he stopped trusting Teddy in general. Like, that would be good. And then by going into all that alien stuff, I was like, whoa, this is like Don's being really smart here. He's playing both sides. And then as conversation grew on, I was like, wait, what is happening? And then I was shocked when he committed suicide.
Well,
that was just...
When he started kind of crashing it, like, he started going crazy, like, just telling her to stop talking, I knew, I was like, he's not going to kill her. Like, that's for sure.
Yeah.
He was unable to do it before. He just pushed her off with the gun instead of shooting her. That's not going to happen. The only other option here, to make this come to an end, is he's going to kill himself. Like, that has to be what happens.
Would you have preferred the moment from my perspective, where it's just pure shock when it happens, or did you like your...
I would have. Yeah. I think, especially right after we were just talking about that other shocking moment, that this is shocking in, like, a whole different way, that it's, like, very violent. She's immediately just, like, blood everywhere. I think it would have been a cool shock, but...
It gets dark fast from this point on.
Dark and bloody.
Dark and bloody.
Yes.
And swollen, as we're about to find out, because remember, Teddy and Casey are outside right now looking at the bees. So they overhear the gunshot, and Teddy flings bees into Casey's face. Swollen.
Yep.
And
I get it now.
bludgeons him to death with a shovel. So we have 2 people die in the span of like 5 minutes.
Yep.
Teddy...
Which, good riddance to fucking him.
Yeah, no.
I don't give a fuck.
That was the one moment in this where we're kind of cheering for Teddy right there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You go, Teddy. Use that shovel. Teddy runs downstairs and is despaired, I gotta add that to my dictionary, to find Don dead. Michelle tells Teddy that she has an Andromedan cure for Sandy's condition in a bottle of antifreeze that she hides in the back of her car. So, naturally, Teddy trusts her at this point and rushes to the hospital to inject his mom's IV with the antifreeze. What did you think about how this went down?
I mean, there are two. I want to hear yours. I want to hear your take first, because I think I could play either side of it.
I think it was inconsistent with Teddy's character thus far to trust Michelle like that immediately. Like, that was a little bit weird to me. Like, especially their last conversation was the fight at the dinner table, where Michelle started sounding a lot more human than Teddy might have liked, and a lot more just, like, actual, caring about humans. All of a sudden, he's willing to fully trust that there's a cure, and it's in a bottle of antifreeze. It's like, at this point, to me, it was like they flipped it and just decided to, like, start making fun of Teddy's character in a really grim way, to where he's completely impressionable. But it didn't make sense coming from the person that he was so skeptical about this entire time. That was my problem.
I think you're right, and I think that's a totally Fair point. But I think it just goes into, and I'm really glad we talked about this at the very start of it, is that when things don't go as planned for Teddy, he kind of just loses it.
That,
and
yeah,
he kind of just spins out of control.
you're
So
absolutely
it's
right.
like now his, like, I mean, Tim, it seems like his best friend and cousin has just died, and like his mother has been in a coma. It's like possibly the only person like left
Right.
in his life now that his cousin is gone. And so it's just like, yeah, I'll do whatever it takes, like just very much making decisions without thinking about them because he
Right.
hasn't been able to plan it like everything else because it's the unexpected.
They should have played a little more into that trauma then, because the conversation goes down, and like there's literally a line where Michelle is like, "Why would I lie? I'm chained up here. Why would I be lying?" And it's like, well, there's very good reasons to lie about this, because he's obviously gonna go get the bottle of antifreeze and leave the property, which gives you a lot of time to get out. You also have Don on the floor right there, who might have keys. Hint, hint, might have. So it's just, I don't know. They tried to like logic it to make it make sense to Teddy a little bit. Yeah, I wish it would have just been him in a trance pretty much of just trauma and being like, okay, and then going upstairs rather than like, no, I don't trust you, and then her having to convince him.
Like more if there was that, like if he was just completely spiraling out and making no logical decisions whatsoever, that would make sense.
Yeah.
I would say I think you're
especially
completely right. They
the
just needed to lean into it a little bit more.
Because, that would definitely make sense in that moment. Don's dead. Yeah.
But, like, maybe this is, like, his last little bit of, like, kind of thinking logically, you could say.
Yeah, I think so.
Like, that could be, like, the last moment that they did it here.
Because it's consistent where trauma makes him think illogically as well for the rest of the movie, so that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But Teddy rushed to the hospital, obviously. I already said he injects his mom with with her IV using the antifreeze, which obviously is a crazy place to stop, real cliffhanger, that kills her. No surprise there. Right. Teddy, very distraught at this point, flees the hospital before he's found.
I need to mention.
What?
He climbs out of the window. The window leads directly to a staircase. It is comical. It's literally, it's such a terrible scene, and you're like, fuck. And he opens the window and just steps over into this stairwell.
Pure convenience. Dude, why not have him fall out the window there? I'm fine with that, right? Just have him fall, like, take a 2-story fall, and then he's a little bit, like, shoulders fucked up or something.
No, they couldn't hire a stunt double for that, I guess.
That was, I didn't think about that, but yeah.
It was, I watched it, I wanted to say something to you because it was so funny.
Lucky man, Teddy is.
Very
He's got
lucky.
some good karma, apparently.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, downstairs, Michelle frees herself with Don's keys off his dead body and goes into a room adjacent from where she was being held. I guess she was trying to get out at this point because of the lock at the top of the stairs. I would have just appreciated a shot of her trying to get out from the top of the stairs first, because I was like, why are you ripping the walls apart? What are you doing?
Yeah, I didn't understand, like, the geography of the house.
Yeah.
I think was the issue, because I'm like, where is she going? What is happening?
Weird, because she's just up against this random wall.
And then it's just, like, ripping it down. Yeah.
It was odd. I mean, it might, I don't know if we'll get back to this. I have a lot of things that we'll get back to, but there could be reason she knew to go to that wall.
Sure. You're right.
He flees the hospital before he's... Oh, sorry, I already said that. But yeah, Don helps out with the keys, and Michelle goes into a room where she discovers corpses and remains of other people that Teddy had suspected of being Andromedans. It's just this devilish office with, like, heads in jars and hands in jars, and all these, like, very scary pictures of things that stuff that's been done to Michelle, and just his whole process for skeeving out Andromedans.
Yeah.
I've been looking for that word, skeeving. I swear to God. I was trying to say that in a script the other day, and the only thing I could think of was sniffing out. And I'm like, it works, but it doesn't sound skeeving out.
Skeeving out, yep.
Yes.
There it is.
When Teddy returns home, Michelle confronts him and seemingly admits for real that she is indeed an alien. And she does this with a whole lot of, like, facts Like
Mhm.
she basically just comes at him and is like, I am an alien, and she's talking about a ship. She's talking about their plan for Earth, how it differs from what Jesse thinks it is, where they're actually helping humans, where they were the people to like put us on the map essentially and save our lives and keep like reprogramming is not the right word, but like redoing our DNA so that we could then end up as monkeys that could evolve to what we are now, and just so much stuff. And it's like at this moment, I'm all the way back to from where just like 20 minutes ago being like, oh, she's definitely not an alien. Teddy is completely insane too. Oh my God, she is an alien. Holy shit.
Yeah.
The shot of her right when Teddy gets down the stairs, that's just her head and this look she has on her face.
Ooh.
It's a freaking alien,
Yeah.
man. Ooh. But yes, so according to her, she's an Andromedan empress who first arrived on Earth during the age of dinosaurs. After accidentally killing them, they remade a new population that resembled their species, but they have since become disillusioned with the way humanity has treated the planet and each other. The test on Sandy and other Axolith patients were meant to advance the next evolutionary stage for humans. Michelle tells Teddy then to bring her to Axolith so she can make contact with her Andromedans and bring him with her. Teddy, at this point, trusts her, which I think makes sense because she's confirmed enough of his suspicions to where it's like, oh yeah, okay, she is an alien. I should probably listen to her right now because I don't see another way for me to get on this ship.
Yeah.
So yeah, they in a crazy move, Michelle and Teddy go to Oxalith and just kind of casually like walk through, and it's like the most obvious. So at this point, you're starting to, you would see how if Michelle was a normal CEO, right, not an alien, how this plan is working. Because she gets him back to his office, she's walking past a bunch of people with a limp and a really scruffy looking guy.
Right.
Like that. So it's kind of like, oh, I see what she's trying to get the cops called. She's trying to buy time to get the cops called.
Mm-hmm.
And that becomes even more like, I'm convinced even more that she is just a CEO because she is like doing these things where she's saying stuff wrong, which doesn't even make sense we'll get there, but it doesn't make a lot of sense in context. But she's like, we need to get beamed up, and Teddy's like, you mean transported? And she's like, oh yeah, transported. And it's like beamed up is a Star Trek term, so you're really thinking, oh my God, she's messing with a calculator, saying that you have to type in 56 digits, and how she can't quite remember those digits.
Mm-hmm.
And Teddy is somehow not at all. He's just like trusting her every move at this point. I guess she said enough downstairs for him to just be convinced now she can do anything.
Yeah, and he just killed his mom, so again, it's
trauma.
that. Yep.
Yeah, there's no way back for Teddy, I guess. At this point, he has to be convinced, or else it's a lot harder to unpack his life now if he's not right about this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Michelle tells Teddy, going to Axolith, and we see that Teddy has strapped a homemade bomb to herself. Michelle talks about, okay, if you get in the closet and I count to 3 and hit enter on this calculator, then you will get beamed up to the ship. And Teddy's like, all right, so he gets inside the closet, and the countdown goes 3, 2, 1, boom! Unfortunately, Teddy's homemade vest, explodes inside the closet, and his severed head flies out and knocks Michelle unconscious.
Yeah.
It's a little slapstick. It
was, yeah.
It was like, what? Like an awkward laugh there.
Yeah.
Just odd. His head, Jesse Plemons' head just flying through the air, concussing Michelle. It's weird.
Yeah, headbutting her.
Literally, yeah. A post-mortem headbutt. Michelle then wakes up in an ambulance where she is making some weird moves. She's just fine, no problems apparently. She takes her masks off and she runs out of the ambulance all the way back to the office with a limp. She enters her closet and sure enough, teleports herself onto the Andromedan mothership, reuniting with the other members of her species, confirming she is indeed an alien. We're all the way back to where we were, both me and you at the very beginning.
Yep.
But the way it went down was kind of think she's an alien, don't really think she's an alien, definitely not an alien. Oh my God, she is an alien.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's how it played out right there. But yeah, they deem Earth and humans as a failed experiment with no chance for success moving forward. Michelle approaches a model of Earth encased in a bubble which she then pops. This causes all of humanity to instantly die, and we get some nice music as Michelle looks up on the earth with sadness, and we see all around the world people have dropped dead immediately. Just humans, too. There are dogs and cats alive, bees and bugs, as we hear from the credit music or whatever. All around the world, everybody just is dead. Back at Teddy's home, we can also see bees slowly returning to their habitat. And this feels really wrong here. And they all lived happily ever after.
Because they were all dead. Whew.
So there it is.
Yeah, pretty dark ending.
A whirlwind of an experience watching that movie. Very dark ending, though. Like, when the credits hit, it was not like... Obviously, okay, this might sound very, like, grass is green take, but I was not, like, rah-rah at all. It's not the type of movie that ends, you're just like, whoa, holy shit. And it's also not the type of movie where you're just, like, in shock of, like, oh, my God. A little bit of that, but it was more so just, like, straight sadness for me. Just like, ooh, I gotta take a few deep breaths here.
Yeah.
Because it's just... Seeing, they did enough shots of all these random humans and situations who died to really make you sad for the human race there.
Yeah, and like, sorry, this is a dark thing to say, but dead children in like classrooms that are just like laying that like very dark ending.
Yeah. But that was it. So what do we need to unpack here? Because I feel like there's a few things to unpack before we get into the old post. Jeez, look at how much battery that has.
Damn.
Plenty of battery.
Yeah.
We could go for a few more hours.
I want to circle back to the thing I said in the start about those looks we were getting from Michelle. Because as G just very kindly broke down for us, we were very on and off if we thought she was an alien or not. So I'm wondering if I were to rewatch this movie, that I would see like a lot more of those, like it would be like a Fight Club type thing where you start seeing way more, and it's like, yes, it's so obvious, you can see it in her eyes every time this specific thing happens or she's questioned. I would really love to watch this movie back knowing that and like seeing where those little breaking points are.
One thing I just thought of is we had never actually saw her asleep or wake up from sleep.
Nope.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because they kind of mentioned that, but there's probably so many more things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, this would be a cool one to rewatch.
Yeah, I think it needs a rewatch. And there are just so many, like we mentioned with, like, the, with Teddy getting, like, molested by the police officer guy. Like, there are so many little things like that that are just information that are put in there and are not talked about the entire rest of the movie. Like, there are probably things that we forgot happen just because they're so brief and, like, it's possible to miss them. So I really think this movie, I'm gonna rewatch it for sure because I wanna see those things for sure.
It would be a completely different experience. It's one of those that you will only be able to watch it the first time you watched it once.
Yeah.
I did not say
no, but I know what you mean.
Yeah. It's just like you'll never have another watch like the first.
Yes.
That's a way better way to say that.
It'll never be the same. Yeah.
Yeah, no. And I enjoyed the first watch. I think there's just a lot of themes in here where it's a little unclear of what the movie is trying to say. Because if it would have ended in, I keep wanting to say Jesse, Teddy was just wrong about everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
It would have felt like a mental health story,
yeah.
right? Just a story about a broken person with abuse in his past and why he's the way that he is and how, feedback loops and 4chan or whatever can cause you to be very confused, and look at the world in a way that's unlike anybody else. But since the movie ends with us seeing the Andromedan ship confirming all of Teddy's suspicions, it's kind of like, wait a minute, is this saying that, going this far and into your own, what you think is your subjective truth is correct? I guess not quite, because it doesn't end up well for Teddy. But that's not like more delusion just being like, artistically presented, because Teddy's dead. This is
Right.
the reality. Unless there's
Mhm.
something deeper that I'm missing about what they're trying to say about like corporate culture or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like there's a lot going. Like you could take it very much like as at the basis of the last scene and say like, "Oh, this movie is simply about how all mankind is corrupt and is hungry for power." Like that you could take that as the message of this movie, but I don't like what you're getting at. I don't think like it's that simple, and there's just a lot of themes in this and a
Definitely.
lot
Like the
going
pharmaceutical
on.
angle, right?
Yeah.
Like you thought it was going down that path of the big pharma is terrible and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Because of the way it ended, I would argue it kind of did go down that path then, because it wasn't like Teddy was wrong necessarily.
Mhm.
So those messages that are being hinted, not even hinted at, just said, they kind of confirm what they're saying there, or which character we should be aligned with within those conversations with the end of the movie, which is bold.
Yeah.
Unless I'm I mean, that's just what I got. We like to say here, despite some people argue it. I've seen people argue in this, by the way, on like Reddit threads. I read through some of the stuff, but all art is subjective.
Yeah.
I think that when it comes to your interpretation of art specifically, I 100% stand by that all art is subjective. So what you're getting from this
Absolutely.
movie is right.
Yes.
Unless you weren't paying attention or something.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has I don't really know. Like I don't necessarily know. Like I would love to know what the director
Right.
was trying to say with
It
this
feels like one of
movie.
those where he definitely wouldn't tell us either.
Right.
Because not that it's like something that he doesn't want like the government to hear or something, but just because it
Mhm.
is one of those films I think you're just supposed to keep thinking on. I just thought like maybe this ending of the Andromedans was not necessarily supposed to talk about aliens, but it was supposed to hint at the higher up powers than the face CEOs that the face of the CEOs that we see. Like, who else sits on those councils? Like, what because I definitely believe that a lot of the people that we think are at the top are not necessarily at the very top.
Right.
Because if I was at the top, I would never show my face to anybody. So I
Mhm.
wonder if it's hinting at that, like more of like an Illuminati type thing, although I was trying to avoid using that word. But
Sure.
where it's like the Andromedan ship and that species represents the real bad people, the people at the very, very top running the world like it is, who are controlling humans to this extent. And the
Mhm.
CEOs that we see are lesser. Although that wouldn't be the case because this specific CEO was the empress in the end. We
Right.
did, I don't know if I mentioned that, but she was like the leader.
Yes. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I keep when I'm trying to think about like what the message is from this film, I keep thinking about the cop character because he had very few lines, but I think like the impact he made was very big, and I keep
Yeah,
trying to think about how that leans into that, and specifically his line about the power.
yeah.
Like that.
Ooh, okay, okay. I see what you're on. You think
Right?
that's an
Like
allegory for something?
I it's just I think I need to rewatch this and really pay more attention to the dialogue. Like I want to watch this movie with like subtitles on
Yeah.
cuz I feel like there is a lot that I missed. But it's when I'm thinking it's like could the movie just be about like power and the corruption of power? But then what about like the what are they called, the alien, the and
Andromedans.
what about the Andromeda? Like they are the ultimate power. Then how does them coming up on top? How is that a message about like mankind's need for power. Like, you know
Right,
what I
so then the
mean? Like, that's
message-
what I'm trying to
Right,
sort through.
that message makes sense to go back to delusion. But then what happens to a person who we thought was deluded? The fact that he's actually right contradicts what they're trying, like, the whole idea of the alien spaceship and stuff, the fact that it is there makes me think that the movie is almost saying that, like, going down those rabbit holes it can be correct at points. But then with Freddy, is what I almost said, Teddy, if you go too far, or if you try to influence other people too far, like Don, it doesn't end up well no matter if you're right or wrong. I think I just found my interpretation, actually, with that.
Yeah, I don't align with that, but...
No?
Like, I understand what you're saying, but that isn't what I got out of it at all, I would say.
Really?
No.
Why is that? I was gonna ask a better question, but I just why is that?
Oh, why is that? I don't know. I'm like, that didn't click. I could see when you said that, like, you could see it. Your eyes lit up. It clicked for you.
Even in the dark, you can see.
Yeah,
my
no,
eyes.
it didn't click. I'm gonna have to really think about it.
Check back next week for Mara's thoughts on what the Andromedans
Yeah, no. If
mean.
I get it, I can.
Do you want me to
put
try
it
and
into
rephrase
it.
what I was saying, or do you want to?
No, I understand what
Oh,
you
you
were
do?
saying.
Okay.
But it's just not.
What you think the movie is trying to say?
It's not what I got out of the movie completely. Like, there's something else there for me that I need to figure out, but it's gonna take far too long, so I don't want to spend a bunch of time with a bunch of dead air for me to try to figure this shit out.
We'll just have like 20 minutes of silence, and then you're just gonna be like, "Oh, I get it." Wait, no.
Because I'm really trying to think about it, but I'm realizing it's gonna take me a bit longer to think about it than
I would
this
love
episode allows
me and
for.
all the viewers would love to hear.
If I
what you
think
got.
of it like tonight, I'll record it and I'll send it to you.
Bet. Okay.
So if I can get it out in words before this episode comes out, we'll put it in.
Perfect.
Cool. Moving on. Are you ready to? Are there more things you want to dive into?
I think I could talk about the themes and lessons from this movie for like an hour.
Yeah, no, I think I could too.
So yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
But I totally could. Which is making me like this movie a lot because of that whole. That's why I like movies in general. Is when I can't fall asleep at night because I'm trying to think about what this movie is trying to say, or what this character means, or how these two things connect. Like that. That is like just the beauty of cinema for me. So
It is.
I really like that aspect of this movie.
Yeah, me too. So who is your? We're gonna start with least favorite character.
Wow. Okay. Start with least favorite. Geez, all the characters are actually really strong in this. Like
Right.
there were hateable characters, but they were supposed to be hateable.
Yes.
Lovable characters, which were supposed to be lovable, obviously.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't love any of the bad people. Gosh. Okay, I'll take the low-hanging fruit, actually. I'm gonna go, this doesn't even feel right, but I'm gonna go with Sandy, Teddy's mom.
Oh,
That's mine.
damn.
Just because she didn't even do anything wrong.
Alicia Silverstone.
This is a tough one
Love you,
for me,
queen.
actually, because I don't think any of the characters were poorly written,
There are not a lot of characters.
and there are not a lot of characters. Yeah, so I'll go. Can I go with her, or do I have to do something different? Like, she's insanely minor.
I mean, you can.
I can?
If
Okay.
you want to.
Okay, I'll go with... It was either going to be her or Teddy, honestly, but I like what Teddy's character was. It was just... Okay, I'll switch it. Because I did comment on the inconsistency with Teddy's character.
Okay, yeah, go with that, because then I can take
Yeah,
her.
yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah, I'll go with Teddy just because of... I feel like his character's arc didn't play out in a way that made sense for the character that I thought he was, essentially. He just turned kind of stupid, and whether or not it was trauma-induced, we think it was, but they should have made that a lot more clear. And just his overall trust of this alien that he wouldn't trust whatsoever up until this point was odd. Yeah, that's fine.
I will go with Sandy.
Where'd you get that from?
She was just... We love Alicia Silverstone, of course, but,
We do.
you know, she didn't do much. She was the most minor. She laid there you know, in a coma, and then also like laid there and like floated in the air with needles in her. So like that was the extent of what she did. So no development,
Yeah, we didn't even
nothing.
talk about.
She's just like a prop basically to
Literally.
move along the story and have some reason.
Give Jesse some
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Jesse. Freddie. No, that's not it
No.
either. Teddy, some backstory. Hey, we didn't even talk about that scene though when we first see her. There's like 55 different needles, super long needles just sticking out of her.
Yeah, don't watch this movie if you're scared of needles.
No, don't.
Because I'm not, but if I was, that would freak me the fuck out.
Ooh, which makes, I mean, a little more sense as to why Teddy wanted to use needles on her, on Emma Stone's character.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit. I mean, I'm
just connecting
reaching
that now.
a little bit, yes. But that was like super sci-fi as well. Like you think about what would an alien treatment look like to try to like push forward the human race. About 55 of the longest needles you've ever seen.
Right.
Kind of point at that. It's definitely super dystopian.
For sure. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. Favorite character?
Favorite character? Oh, it's between two. Do you have yours? Because I actually don't.
Yeah.
I can't decide. Okay.
I'm going to go with Michelle as my favorite character. She was just... There was so much there. Like, that's the thing. And it's so interesting because, like, this movie, like, at times very much put you in the position of Teddy a lot of times. Where, like, us as the audience are being manipulated by her. Like, she's manipulating us to think that that she is not an alien. Like, that's what's happening in a lot of these scenes, and it's such, like, an on and off. And she's also just, like, at the start, she's just, like, such, like, a powerful, like, bad bitch corporate girl, and we love it and we support it, and she's just like iconic and like walking around in her fucking Louboutins, like
she's pretty iconic.
Yeah, like she looks great, and then it's just like this turn of I guess you could call it the turn. I mean, she's always an alien, but us fully like realizing she's an alien with that like shot of the back of her head and her fully like kind of coming to her full alien abilities. Like she's fully like I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying, but you know what I mean. She's she just comes from this place of being like so manipulative and so just like sweet and like I don't know why you're doing that, like I'm not an alien, like trying to like talk with Dawn and like make this conversation to this full switch of like how many did you kill? Like what's going on? Like it was haunting, it was shocking, it was so great to watch. Her character literally did it almost had every single different personality type. It was wild. Like we got her to see her go through pretty much every single emotion a person can go through. So that was
Speaks
amazing.
to the performance for sure.
And Emma Stone was awesome. I'm sorry, I feel like I've talked terribly this episode. I just keep saying like and shit like that. I cannot get my thoughts straight.
Me and all the viewers are now gonna hear every that you pull out like times 50. But I haven't noticed terrible. It. I thought you've actually done very, very well. You've made some very good points today.
I'm not doing well. I'm sorry.
Well, this is why we gotta podcast more.
Now your favorite character.
Oh yeah, sorry. My favorite character is Don. I love Don. I just felt so bad for him the whole movie.
Yeah.
And like whether or not, I mean, Teddy was right, you could say, in quotations, about the Andromedans in general, but his plan, what he didn't realize was just breaking down Dawn more and more. And it was just so sad to see him, like, talk about wanting to have a family before he gets chemically castrated, or just, like, you know, the suicide scene, looking back on that. And it's just, it's tragic, really, and Dawn's so likable throughout. You just feel bad. It's almost like what Teddy's doing to him is similar to, you know, what his mom did to him. It's the same type of relationship of just feeding these subjective truths is the word I'm gonna use.
Sure.
And just putting them on she put it on Teddy, and now Teddy's putting those on Don. And it was too much for Don, you know? Just like in the end it was too much for Teddy, but Don definitely cracked earlier, sadly enough. But
Yeah, both really heartbreaking characters, both Teddy and
yeah,
Dawn, I would say. We
truly.
didn't even mention it, but as they're going to, what's the big corporate place she works at?
Axelith?
While they're going to Axlith, they have Dawn's car, nope, Dawn's body in the back
Yeah.
of their car, and as he's getting into the closet to be put onto the ship, he's asking about Dawn. We have to go get Dawn, like, he's coming with us, and Michelle's telling him, like, oh, like, they'll be able to transport him there, they might even be able to revive, and it's just, both of those characters are such heartbreaking stories of two people that are, like, very damaged, like, very clearly damaged, and have not gotten, like, the proper support from anyone in their lives. So it's
Definitely.
both of those characters I think are just so heartbreaking and really, I know he was one of your least favorite characters, but I think they both were really well done in my opinion.
Agreed. Yeah. I still like Teddy. Just least favorite.
Yeah, no, that's fair. There aren't a lot of characters to pick from.
True.
But yeah. Favorite scene? No, we're going least favorite first. I figured out if I put least favorite first, I think I'll be able to think of it faster.
All right.
Trying that out today.
Least favorite scene? It's probably... I mean, I guess it's the scene that I've had a problem with, the inconsistencies with when Teddy comes back to the basement after killing the cop with the shovel, and just the way that he acts during that scene, I felt like doesn't line up with his character, but I've talked plenty on that. That's my least favorite scene.
I'm gonna go with the scene. It's very brief, but it's just nope. Teddy's head flying off. It's just like weirdly comical in this really sad moment where I'm like
so
really
dark.
feeling the emotion, and that it's like, why is his head flying? What is going on?
That's a good shout. That was very odd.
See how quick I thought of that?
Yeah, well done. Best scene? Favorite scene? I'll go with the twist, or I mean, right before the twist, really, when Emma Stone, Michelle, when she gets out of the ambulance and just starts walking back, because like I knew the only reason she could be doing that is to get on her ship to go, and then she shows up at the office and all this stuff. It was just like me connecting all the dots and just being like, oh my god, they're actually gonna do it, and then wondering if we were gonna see the ship, which we did, but just that whole scene of her walking was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with, and I know we've talked about it a bit, is the scene after she finds the other dead, and what are they called? Andromedans. And she's standing there, there's this shot of it's just like I got chills. Like, it was truly like haunting.
How many
watching
did you kill?
that. Yeah. Whew. Yeah, it was good. It was good. I don't feel like I have to say too much because we talked about that quite a bit.
True, that's a good shout. On to the next
Oh
category.
no, I don't have my phone out already. I thought I could do this all by memory. Fuck.
Not yet.
Yeah, we're moving on to Gio's Hidden Gems.
It's my time.
Yes.
Okay, whoops. Oh shit. Was there a best line from this one? I forgot to do. I was supposed to do that right after the story. I forget because you don't have it in there yet.
Oh.
Maybe that line that we just discussed is, "How many did you kill?" Or how many were Andromedans?
Emma Stone has some like really powerful, like good ass like some that there was one where she said something and I was like, that was good, and then I said it back to myself and I was like, that isn't even a good line. She just said it with such power.
Delivery's just top tier.
Yeah, I think either that line when she comes out, or any of her lines. There were a lot of really like powerful, haunting lines that she had.
There wasn't a huge standout like line of this one.
No.
Not like Viva la Revolution in one battle after another.
Right.
Gio's Hidden Gems we are now on to, which are the most expensive movie factoids. First we have, how do you pronounce it? Yorgos Lanthimos? How do you pronounce it?
That's how I pronounced it.
Yorgos Lanthimos asked composer Yerkskin Fred Fendrix to create scores for Poor Things and Kinds of Kindness by reading the scripts without seeing any of the footage from the film. So you just read the scripts. For Bugonia, Lathimos did not provide the script. He gave Fendrix only 4 key words to work with for the entire score.
Whew.
You know what those 4 words were?
What?
Bees, basement, spaceship, and Emily Bald. It's one word. Funny.
That's good.
Emma Stone had her head shaved on camera. It is true. And just minutes before the scene was shot, she shaved the head of her friend, director Yorgos Lanthimos. So the director did it too.
That's sick.
That's awesome.
See, I do that too.
Yeah.
If I was a director and I had an actor that had to shave their head, I'd shave it with them.
You'd just be like an extra or something. You'd be, hey, I'll shave my head. Get me
it.
a razor, man. Bugonia is an adaptation inspired by the 2003 South Korean film Save the Green Planet, like we talked about. That would be an interesting watching that one.
Yeah.
Because, like, I also wonder, this was very easy to understand from an American perspective. I wonder if a South Korean perspective would be the same.
Mm-hmm.
Bugonia is an ancient Greek word meaning progeny from an ox. It refers to a ritual that sprang from a myth that bees could spontaneously generate from the carcass of an ox killed without any blood being spilled. So, yeah, it basically came from bees. This parallels the ending and beginning of the film, where humanity is wiped out without bloodshed in order for Earth to regenerate in its absence. So that's kind of interesting. So how the bees come out of the ox from... You weren't listening too much to this whole deal.
I was,
really?
Yeah.
So basically with how the bees come out of the ox, if you didn't spill blood, the life will come out of the earth by not spilling blood. Same type of thing.
Yeah.
Except there's a lot of blood.
Right.
In like various car crashes and stuff. People falling out of high places. But yeah, that's fine. It's a cool little thing there.
Yeah.
After successfully employing VistaVision for the reanimation of a sequence in Poor Things, director Yorgos Lanthimos decided to use this technology for the majority of scenes in this film. This is the 3rd film of the 21st century shot substantially in VistaVision after... Do you remember from last week? There was just one before, because I said it was the 2nd film after last year, not Best Picture winner, but Best Actor winner.
Oh, The Brutalist?
The Brutalist. And One Battle After Another, which we just did on a previous episode. We'll give that a listen. To know what VistaVision is, go listen to our One Battle After Another episode, because I forgot. It's something about how it's like passed through sideways, or so, like the film is passed. I don't know.
It's something cool. I remember being
Yeah.
shocked when you told me. It didn't stick clearly, but
Well, it can stick for you, dear
we'll
listener.
go back and listen.
Oscar-winning production designer James Price built the house and basement where most of Bugonia takes place. He did set design for Poor Things, The Iron Claw, Speak No Evil, and more.
Nice.
James Price based the Andromedan spaceship on body organs with a womb-shaped pool, and then everything else around it is skeletal. All the buildings that evolve from it are based on human organs like liver or kidneys. Also, this is just a James Price section, because according to James Price, the production design gives away the twist that Michelle Fuller is an alien. What? It was tricky to navigate. But I wanted it to be obvious if you're looking... Oh, he was worried. He's worried that last scene, I guess, wouldn't give us the twist. He was worried about giving it to us, I guess.
Oh.
I wanted it to be obvious if you're looking at it that she's an alien, she lives in a spaceship, her office is a spaceship, that kind of modernist sense of a spaceship. Oh, so he's saying within the actual... Oh, that would be another cool thing to rewatch then. Oh, boy.
I'm sure there's so much shit like that if we rewatched it, G.
No, totally. Bugonia presumably comes from the begonia flower, switching out the first initial to spell bug and keeping with Teddy and Don's beliefs that Michelle is an insect queen. So it's got a double meaning, I guess, with that whole ox thing and the fact that it's also a term for, or a slight spelling change to a flower. The name of Michelle's company, Axolith, could be interpreted as meaning growth stone in Greek, the director's native language. That could be a reference to how Michelle initially came to Earth to inspire humanity's development, much like a monolith, a certain monolith, axolith, monolith, in, you know any monoliths in any movies?
I don't know.
How about the greatest transition of all time, bone to spaceship? Ba, ba, ba.
Oh.
2001: A Space Odyssey.
Right. Of course.
Sorry, I had to go to the theme to get that one. The Andromedan royal court literally resembles a hive, with Nicola dressed and acting as like a queen bee. I got that, right?
Yeah.
The hive.
Yeah.
We kind of know the way they're dressed up. It was obviously they're trying to do the bee thing.
Right.
I don't know. It was fine. I don't know. It felt very on the nose. I don't know. At least to me. Aiden Delbis improvised the part where he asked to use the bathroom during the tense dinner scene. That's kind of funny.
Oh, that was good, because that was a good little piece of comedy there.
It was.
I liked it.
We needed it, too. The
Yeah.
dinner scene was getting really intense. This was when Frederick. I'm getting further and further.
What?
This is when Teddy and Michelle were arguing. They came to, sitting at the dinner table arguing, and in the middle of it, the Don's just like, "Can I use the bathroom?" He does it twice. But that is Gio's Hidden Gems. All currencies do apply.
Awesome. Well, we have 10 minutes left until we gotta get out of this parking lot. So
Jesus
let's
Christ.
hop right into the Critic Reviews.
Critic Reviews. Wait, are you skipping some stuff?
No?
Okay. I'm going to take it really
Not that I
slow
know
so I
of.
can use up all these 10 minutes. Well, I just thought maybe you were fast-forwarding it because of the park closing. Why do I keep saying the park closing?
Well,
The
like, this is
parking
all of
lot
your
closing.
gems.
The car park closing.
So under that, gems, optional use,
Wow.
Critic Reviews.
Nice. You didn't miss a thing. We'll start with the good ones. Clarissa. I think this might be pronounced, but it's spelled really, really weird.
Yeah,
Clarissa
take your time.
Lowry from Independent UK. Bugonia is one of the best films in recent memory to capture what it feels like to be alive right now. Because of that, it is Yorgos Lanthimos' darkest and most timely work. And then we also have Kate Walsh from the Tribune News Service. We've heard a lot from you, Kate. Katie, sorry. I really thought it was Kate. Did she change?
Yeah, I thought it was Kate,
yeah,
too.
well, I mean, I have here Katie, and it's copy-pasted, so I...
Oh, damn. We might
Who
have been
knows?
getting it wrong.
In Yorgos Lanthimos' End of the World as We Know It... In Yorgos Lanthimos' End of the World as We Know It, it might just be fine. It just might be fine. I thought this was a cool thing, because I saw... what is she saying? Kate, what are you trying to say here? Please get back to us. In Yorgos Lanthimos' End of the World as We Know It, it might just be fine. What? The end of the world as we know it is not
Lanthimos'
fine.
End of the World as We Know It, it might be fine. Continue. Come on, we're on a time crunch.
Sorry,
we have no time
Dude, like,
for this.
what even is... Okay. To the bad, we have Adam Graham from the Detroit News. Lanthimos is, of course, a vital filmmaker and one of the most gifted modern storytellers, but he's never been easier to dismiss than he is with Bugonia. His unpleasantries have never felt emptier. A C is what he gives that one. By the way, Kate was a 2.5 out of 4. I didn't have the original one. Clarissa. Adam Naiman from the Toronto Star for our second bad one. The film is a case study in glib nastiness masquerading as a satire. A mode that's become increasingly attractive to talented artists trying to make a mark in a fraught movement. So yeah, talking about the timeliness of it. I don't think it was very satire.
No.
Like, I guess it's kind of making fun of some aspects of society.
Sure.
But the ending and none of the messages that you get from it are like they're making fun of, like they're making a joke out of our reality.
Right.
I felt like they were just, I don't know, presenting it in a pretty morbid way.
Yeah.
Not funny at all. Okay.
Oh, well.
There we go, Adam. That was a 2 out of 4 from him. And that is it for our critics' reviews.
All right, I do want to throw in, because me and Gio got so off track when we were talking about the money that was made, I forgot to do my last segment of my breakdown. So right here, we're going to add in the ratings. So
Oh.
we have a 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd, a 7.7 out of 10 on IMDb, 87% for Critic Reviews on Rotten Tomatoes.
Nice. I just got transported back to the beginning of the episode there.
But now it's time for our ratings.
Yes. Here we go.
So take it away, Gio.
Bugonia. I was really trying to avoid saying Bugonia. Where do I begin? Because I feel like I've started a few of mine with that. But Bugonia was, I didn't have super high expectations for. I am a concept guy through and through.
Mm-hmm.
And concept movies can often be really bad, and I will not see it just because I am so attracted to whatever crazy concept is going on within it. This movie had a concept that ended up playing out almost exactly as I thought it would. I didn't think it was going to have as much like ups and downs of thinking she's an alien, thinking she's not an alien. I thought it was going to play out more just like we don't think she's an alien, and at the very end we see that she's an alien, or it's left slightly ambiguous but hinted at that she's an alien. The fact that it did play out very similar to how I thought it was, I think hurt my watch of this movie a little bit, where I was almost just like, get to the point, and I don't think it was because the movie was poorly paced. I think scene to scene, the dialogue in this movie really shined. We had, like you said, just a lot of powerful lines from Emma Stone, and then seeing the relationship of Don and Teddy is his name as well, and just the way that their conversations would play out. It just, you had empathy for every single character at a point because of the words that were spoken, or for, in Teddy's case, the flashbacks that were made. And it just really was able to put you in the shoes of, somebody who's either going crazy or, seeing reality as it is, which I thought was really, really interesting. The only real bad that I got from that movie was, a little bit of the comedy stuff, like just randomness with hitting the head flying out of the closet like you were talking about, or just, there wasn't a lot. I think that's why that scene felt so out of place. But then the inconsistency with Teddy's character too just kind of hurt me, how he just flipped on his head all of a sudden as this just completely like gullible person, where before he was more just sure of himself, and whether he's gullible or not with his previous information was up to us to interpret. Probably took the whole movie to do so. But yeah, I really did enjoy this film in the end. I enjoyed the performances, and like I said, I'm a concept guy through and through, and this was a fucking awesome concept. The themes that it was hinting at need many days for me to think on, although I think I have somewhat of an interpretation. But really, for all that, I'm going to end up putting this one at a 4.3.
Nice.
That's where I'm going to sit with it. It was good. It was good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I went in very purposefully not knowing much about it. We had seen, like, the trailer a few times, I believe.
Yeah.
As well as when we were discussing movies to see, Gio just, like, read the summary. And, again, the concept seemed awesome, like he mentioned, so we decided to see it. But that's pretty much all I knew going into this film. I purposely did not look at any of the ratings. I didn't want to know if it was doing well or not. And again, I had an idea of how I thought the movie was going to go. But it definitely, it took a turn that was really crazy for me, just with a lot of the, just like, the sci-fi shit that was going on. I didn't expect it to go that far into it. So, like, right when I walked out of this movie, I think I mentioned to Gio that I definitely liked the first half of the movie more than the second half, but after talking through it, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was really shocking to watch, and when I had such an idea of how this movie was going to go, and it didn't go that way, it just kind of, like, threw me off a little bit. So I'm glad we've had this time to talk, because I really did love this movie. I think, like Gio said, the comedy was an issue for me. There were a few, like, misplaced things that it felt like it took me out of the movie. But but that was really my, like, only problem with this movie, to be honest. I thought the cinematography, we haven't talked about much, was incredible. The soundtrack and the scoring was absolutely incredible. I was talking about it a little bit right when we got in the car, how the music in the start of the movie very much felt like an older horror movie. And I really liked watching that, and I thought it was so well done. And the acting, again, I feel like we haven't talked about that enough, was just so amazing. Like, all of the actors were just absolutely incredible. Like, specifically Emma Stone was, I mean, just amazing in this. Like, possibly one of her best roles. Like, she was incredible. I think she's an amazing actress. So yeah, there aren't many problems with me. There aren't many problems for me with this movie. So I am going to put it at a 4.5.
I was right on. That was my guess.
Nice. Good guess.
You hit on so many good things there about just like the different elements of the movie that came together to make it a good watch. It almost made me miss our best element category.
That's the one I missed. That's what we were talking about.
Really?
That's the one I have to put back in. I will do it right now.
You hit them all right there, though. You're talking
Okay,
about
I'm
like
glad.
everything, which is awesome.
You're so right. That is the one. I was talking about before this, that there was a category that I missed last time that we talked about and I couldn't remember it. That was it. Thank you.
No problem. No problem. There's also, I mean, it might be worth real fast talking about. Do you think Emma Stone will be nominated?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think she will be.
I think she has a good chance to be with this one. I don't think it was as good as a performance as Poor Things, so I'm going to have to do a bit of rewatching to figure out if she could win again.
That
Poor
could be
Things,
neck and neck.
You kind of knew she was going to win.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I hated that movie, though. I'm not going to lie. That movie just weirded me out the whole time, and not in a good way.
Sure.
Not in a good way.
Okay.
I just, ugh.
All right, well, the next movie that we're seeing, I'm so excited for. It's going to be Wicked for
You didn't even
Good.
sell it.
Fuck
man.
off, you've been doing so much, like, extra talking, and I'm in such a time crunch. I'm very stressed out. Next movie, Wicked for Good. It's gonna be fucking awesome. I am so excited for it. Probably the most exciting movie for me this year.
Pretty good sell right there.
Yeah. Is that a good enough sell for you?
Not quite. I got high expectations.
Anything else for you to say?
Yeah, I'm also really excited for Wicked.
Great.
I have not, as you know, but many of our viewers don't, I've never heard the second half of songs or actually seen the second half of the show. So I'm going into this next episode completely blind as to what happens in Wicked for Good. So it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime perspective.
And with that...
What? Dude, it's 10:01. We're fine. I can pull out if the guy pulls up.
I know, but you know how I usually ask you if you have anything to say and you always say no?
Is that true? Well, that's important. That's an important little,
but
like...
of course we're going to talk about the next episode.
Well, no. I mean, the people, our 3 listeners, which are all our parents and family members, they need to hear the fact that I haven't seen the second half, which is pretty
I'm just
nuts.
trying to end this episode.
I'll let you get there. Just one more thing. I'm joking. We're good.
And with that, I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
Oh, fuck off. So join us next week after opening weekend, because waiting to talk about movies is clearly not our thing.
Marty Supreme, we have. Like, if Marty Supreme has to fall off the list, I will die, because I think it's going to be Best Picture and Best Actor nominee.
We can see that. That's fine.
But I'm all right with death. I'm not scared of death. That's fine. No. I could take it if there's something better right as the holiday comes out. God, how Civil War came up in conversation like multiple times on the podcast. It wasn't even a good or memorable movie.
Well, apparently it was, if it's come up multiple times on the podcast.
Jeez.
Memorable, that is.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't remember if it was good or not. Oh, are you aware that Rotten Tomatoes does have an app? Yeah, Uncle Jeff told me about it.
What?
He was like, I was listening to your podcast, and every time I'm on Rotten
Okay.
Tomatoes, it suggests me
Well,
the
that's
app.
what we have to put in the preamble then. Correction. Rotten Tomatoes, because we heavily
know.
complained about that. I think
It
just in the
did
coda.
before.
What?
And the next movie, I already fucking
Welcome-
know. Wicked for Good.
Is that the next film? Jesus
It's
Christ.
next week.
So what the hell are we going to do about Zootopia 2? Oh yeah, fuck. We actually need to get going here. Hour 45, the park closes. The park is
I'm ready.
shutting down. Were you serious? Like we weren't just waiting on you?
I just typed in the last letter that I need. All right, ready?
No.
You don't have to take
Alright,
a
yeah.
sip of water. I
I'm
start talking.
I'm ready. Hey, let me check the battery real fast. Yeah, full battery. I didn't bring the charger, so if it dies, we got to cut the episode early.
Okay.
You're fine with that.
Okay. I guess I am.
Let's
That was so
start this
You
before.
said it in such a... You're fine with that.